Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ring Post Report live chat. I am your host, Sean Wilson, and I am joined tonight, as always, by the great one, Gary Miller. Gary, what's happening?
Cue my Seth Rollins entrance music. Hello, friends. Great to
Dude.
be with you on a Wednesday night. Sean, as always, my brother, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, you bet, man. I'm excited. We got a special guest tonight. We're going to be introducing him in a little bit. Gary, how are you doing? What's going on?
Dude,
We got a lot to talk about.
Well, you seem to think so. Sean and I had a funny Google chat earlier today because I was like, there's like nothing going on in wrestling that's noteworthy right now. And Sean tried to go kayfabe Mark on me and like, no, dude, there's so much happening. And Sting. What? So, God,
It's the Stinger.
I'm great. You guys have got to understand that Sean has a thing for wrestlers that have like two moves and get pushed even though they have no talent. So
That is absolute horse crap, and you know it. Sting equals GOAT.
Yeah.
Goat.
All right. Whatever. Moving on.
Hey, hold on one sec. Hold on. Come here. You want to ask Gary how he's feeling? You guys talking to the mic.
Hey Gary, how are you feeling?
I love that question. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing very well, my friend.
That's my boy Truett right there. Truett, you're live. See, that's you right there. Truett, who's your favorite wrestler?
John Cena.
John Cena!
That's right. Well, of course.
You raise him right, baby. You raise him right. Yeah, he wanted to reach out and see how you're doing.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. But I really appreciate that. Seriously, I've been a little under the weather for a couple weeks, but yeah, we're strong and incidentally, everyone, you just saw John Cena's target demographic right there. So yeah.
Yeah, you know it. So anyway, let's jump into it today. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to bring in and introduce a listener. I guess he's been listening since the beginning. He checks out the website a lot. Steve Tillman. Steve, how you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, you bet, man. We're glad to have. Hold on. We're glad to have our fans checking in and tuning in and being a part of the show. We're going to be interactive.
Awesome.
Steve, tell me a little bit about you. Where you from? What made you fall in love with pro wrestling? Men wrestling greased up in underwear is really essentially what it is.
That's silly.
Well, I went to band camp. Oh no, sorry. That's
Wait, did you say you went to band camp?
Touche.
that's for my therapist. No, I'm from South Bend, home of the Fighting Irish. Go Irish.
Oh.
Been a fan of wrestling pretty much forever. I grew up in the Attitude Era. Working hours upon hours to master the people's eyebrow.
Dude, he just did it with both eyebrows. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I do the wave with them, and and grew up with long-haired Triple H, which was cool, and I just fell in love with him, man. I mean, it's nice to see something other than cartoons beating the crap out of each other for a few hours a day. So
let me get this straight. You grew up in the Attitude Era. Man, Gary, we're getting old, bro.
I didn't feel young when he said that.
So you don't remember anything before like 97, right?
no, because basically pre-97, more than half of that was in diapers. So
You don't have to worry about it. There was nothing really good in '97, before '97, despite what Sean says.
Two words right here. I'm going to drop a bomb on you.
Here we go.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh gosh.
Ultimate Warrior. That's all I'm going to say right there.
Sean revealing that he's really into guys who have one or two moves who get pushes that they don't.
You're so full of crap. You name me one wrestler that has more than 7 moves.
El Torrito.
Which we need to get into that. Probably
After the security thing.
Probably the most heinous and vicious attack in pro wrestling history. I am incredibly disappointed on this. Anyway, let's get into the topic, the main topic. Somebody call security. What is going on in the WWE right now with all of these people jumping the guardrail? I mean, like 2 in a week have jumped the guardrail. I mean, Dean Ambrose almost gets shanked. Seth Rollins, I mean, here's the deal, guys. This is becoming an issue. Hold on. This is what happens when you have live video feed with your son in here. No, you need to lay down.
It's awesome.
Getting on my knees.
No, he's right there. Lay down. What's going on? Like, seriously, this is an issue. If you haven't seen the video, I'm going to post it tomorrow. You can always Google it and see it. But what happened this past Monday, I think, could have been really, really bad. You're talking about the WWE champion on live TV, and some guy just jumps the guardrail and is within 3 feet of him. That could have been a disaster. And security was, like, nowhere to be found. I mean, like, they didn't even tackle the guy until, like, 2 minutes into the whole thing. You could see John Cena was, like, you could see the look on his face. I'm saying I think WWE's got a security problem. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think I think like back in, I don't know how many years ago it was, in baseball they had a problem for a while of people running on the field, and it tends to happen in clusters because, you know, idiots tend to travel in packs, and so once one idiot sees that somebody did it, then we all need to do it, kind of thing, which I think is a lot of what we're seeing right now. I do need to recant because last week I had gone on about how every time Crystal and I go to a live WWE event, how everybody behaves and everybody's really cool. You remember me saying that? Clearly I have no idea what I'm talking about because that's not the case anymore. I can't wait to go to a Raw again and watch somebody jump a rail. But I think this is kind of much to do about nothing, but at the same time you raise a great point. I mean, your champion coming down the ramp, you would think in the ramp area you would have more security closer by. You know what I mean? Like, that's a little bit, it's like, man, I mean, like, I've sat really close to the ramp the last time that I've been at Raw, and it just seemed like there would be more of a posse somewhere underneath and around. I mean, when I've gone to Raws, I mean, they got people around there, but, yeah, I mean, but it doesn't even matter. I mean, you can have, like, 500 security guys. If somebody wants to try to jump, he's going to jump. In my version, would have just had Seth Rollins straight cold cock the guy, but I know that's an insurance and liability nightmare, but that would solve it, right?
Well, that's it. If you look at the Attitude Era, the NWO would get this all the time, like fans jumping in the ring and stuff, and they would beat the crap out of them. And they don't get into trouble because essentially they're saying, look, this is kind of an area you're not supposed to be in, and if you cross that, the wrestlers are automatically allowed to assume you're there to attack them, which most of the time someone's trying to do something stupid. They're allowed to defend themselves, and man, I've shocked. First, the last 2 times it's happened in the WWE, it's happened to the point where both wrestlers could have been seriously injured in ways that would have been like a major news item on Fox or CNN. It could have been really, really bad. But 2, the response of the security. Now, remember, WWE has their own security team that shows up to events, and then they have the actual staff security of whatever arena they're in. Now, mind you, I get it. Those are hired, rent-a-cops, and they're usually not that good. But usually WWE security is pretty top-notch, and they have blown it the last couple of times. It's interesting, to say the least. Is it much ado about nothing? It really could be. It could just be, like you said, a bunch of dummies running in packs. One guy got on television for it, so maybe I'll get on TV. I don't know. I think presents a very dangerous situation for. Well, I mean, what would it happen to be if it was one of the women? I mean, there's just a lot of things now. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to say the least. Steve, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, I think it makes for some entertaining TV for sure. I mean, I instantly get a flashback of when Macho Man Randy Savage tackled a guy that jumped in the ring. Awesome. It was cool. But my concern is when people go to live events, if this keeps happening, we're going to see a dreaded safety gap in the barricade walls. We're going to see the end of these awesome entrances where people come down through the fans.
Yeah, good point.
And it's going to put a huge dampener on some really cool things that some of the wrestlers do to try to interact with fans.
Yeah, good point. I remember the Macho Man thing. I remember before he passed away, Eddie Guerrero had a run-in one time. He was on a ladder, and he jumped down, and the ref, did a ninja backflip, super kick to the guy. And anyway, but Yeah, I think you make a good point. It does bring, into, I guess, to a factor the Roman Reigns entrance. Some of these cool entrances they like to do. Will they continue to do that? I don't know. Gary, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a good point. But I don't think we have enough. I don't think we have enough of this going on to get too jittery about it just yet. I mean, I think it's anything that takes away from the product is always concerning to me, and so yeah, it's great when Reigns comes down or wrestlers can be more interactive with the fans, but inevitably. If they've got a bunch of wackos jumping rails to come in, it's going to get prickly. But, it's like anything else. The WWE is such a big machine. I don't think they're going to change the larger nuance of the way they do their programming. They'll just beef up security or just tell Seth Rollins to, go Seth Rollins on somebody. So it'd be great.
Well, hey, remember a couple years ago, CM Punk was, I think it actually happened in New Orleans, actually. He was in the crowd and someone slapped him in the back, and he turned around and just wham! I mean, knocked the dude out.
Yeah.
I'm full into wrestlers doing it. Look, I went to a live show, my first ever live show. I think I was like 14. It was at our high school gymnasium, and some kid thought it would be funny to spit on one of the wrestlers.
Yeah, that's not funny.
It wasn't funny because the wrestler went like full warrior on him and jumped into the crowd, and Rikishi was there, and Rikishi came back from the locker room and tackled this guy and brought him back, and this guy was picking up chairs, getting ready to throw them at people. He lost it, and apparently it happened a couple of times during the show, and he finally just had enough.
Yeah,
and that's the part where you pay this money. And do you really think, I mean, seriously, I've been beside some of these guys. They're freaking huge. Even some of the smaller guys are huge. And there's not too many people I'm going to be like, hey, I think I can take him. Nope, I can't take that guy. El Torrito, nope, probably can't take him. He could probably whip my butt. But
that's what I'm talking about.
he pulls a WLC on me in the airport. That'd be excellent. Anyway,
let's never downsize the abilities of El Torrito.
Man, you went there. You're totally a, what do they call him, a sizist? His height advantage.
I'm short, dude. I'm like 5'8.5". Give me a break. So, I don't know. I don't think that there's too much to get all crazy about right now, but. Yeah, it's weird, man. I wouldn't be comfortable with it if I was a superstar because the liabilities are so huge. You might want to slug the guy, but still, in today's age where you can sue somebody for, breathing too heavy, I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the WWE plays out the next couple of weeks going into Night of Champions. And I will say this, WWE is really good about downplaying major crisis issues. If you remember back when Lawler was having the heart attack, live at ringside, you really didn't know it until you started following the Twitter, Facebook feeds because of the people who were there. Right. WWE does a really good job of taking the camera off of these people when they do stupid crap like this and then focusing on the other things.
But the camera that's always on is everybody's iPhone. And it's on Twitter in 2 seconds, so it's a very difficult animal to get your arms around in terms of damage control.
Which really could be a good thing for the WWE because they might start getting more viewers because their product right now sucks.
Oh, you're actually conceding finally that the product sucks?
I've never not said it. I've just said there's things that need to be done to make it better. Okay. I love the WWE. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, of course.
But it's boring as hell right now.
Dude, I can't watch Raw live. It has to be on a DVR. I can't do it.
I'm guilty of that as well. I have to watch it the next day. Can't do it.
Yeah, see? Now that's a really interesting statement because, dude, we're all pretty hardcore wrestling fans, and we can't watch Raw live. Crystal said it on Monday night. She's like, hey, it's the top of the hour. Do you want to watch the top of the hour thing on Raw? I'm like, no. I'll watch the DVR tomorrow. And you know what? And I passed by it, you guys, and do you know what I saw at the top of the 9 o'clock hour? Sheamus versus Orton. I've never seen that match before.
That is the thing. Here's the deal. You ever been to CageSideSeats.com? It's a WWE pro wrestling MMA site. It's really good. I recommend it. They did an article today talking about how the WWE, because their product's so poor, is becoming the halftime show for Monday Night Football. So people don't want to watch the halftime show for the Monday Night Football, which debuts next week. They're going to tune in to Raw for 30 minutes and then turn it off. That is not good for business. That's horrible. And they even brought up the fact that the top of the hour match was Orton and Sheamus that we've seen, and I mean, like, easily 50 times in the last 3 years. Easily 50 times. That's insanity. It's insanity that they're pushing that kind of product. Matter of fact, the article talked about how they're wasting fans' time. I would agree with that. What do you think, Steve?
I agree, man. In fact, when I turned on Raw that night, I actually went to the family room and I hit record and went back to bed. Like I didn't even, because it's almost like tuning into like Comedy Central and seeing the same rerun of South Park for the 40th time. You know what's going to happen. You know what move's coming next. You know eventually he's going to tell everyone to stop calling him stupid and ugly, and then he's going to go back to fighting again. I mean, it's the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's the same matches. It's the same people in the matches, and there's not a development of the storyline on what's going on, and it just doesn't work. It's not. People are not tuning in. The whole reason that people are tuning into Lucha Underground when it comes in and things of that nature is not because wrestling's so hot. It's because WWE's so boring and so predictable. Now, I'm not saying that Lucha Underground is not awesome. I think it's great, but yeah, it's not. I think people are struggling to find their outlet for pro wrestling. That's my opinion. Am I having some audio issues here?
Did you get distracted by the fact that I was playing the Sheamus music? Did you hear that?
I did not hear that. Was that you?
You were talking about. I was playing it on my cell phone.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
Think about little druids and gnomes. I'm gonna do this match for the 400th time. Bro, kick me.
Bro, kick me. Okay, yeah. So here we need to have a theme battle. Here you go. Ready? Hold on. Let me pull it up.
Gosh. Here it comes. Yeah.
You know, everybody gets up for a pee break when they hear that music. I love Orton too. We talked about this last week or the week before.
I would love him if he was what he should be, which is a total heel.
Yeah, total heel.
All right.
So you want to dive into the huge betrayal? We kind of covered the security issue. You want to dive into the huge? I'm very disappointed in this, man. I'm very disappointed.
You know, no one in wrestling podcasts or blogs are talking about this turn on El Torrito, except for us.
I know. How can the WWE legitimately put one of their top wrestlers, possibly of all time, and just throw them to the dogs? Like, I mean, El Torrito was on the fast track to the WWE Championship, and now he's probably going to just struggle in mid-card hell.
Well,
I have tears.
You know, when I think about El Torrito, I can't. I mean, the dude is a little icon. He wears this little bodysuit with his abs, and he's got a tail. How is he not like the greatest thing ever? But yes, they totally swerved him, dude. They totally swerved him. It wasn't cool.
Well, apparently there's been talk that the WWE, of course, is always trying, and we talked about this last week, WWE's trying to remain as politically correct as possible. And when you have two guys from, like, Puerto Rico portraying two guys from, like, Mexico, there's apparently some race issues there that they're having some problems with.
Come on, that is not what this is about.
Seriously, they're changing their gimmick because there's some issues there.
All right. I know you have a lot to weigh in on this El Dorito talk, Steve. I'm sure you have
Yeah,
thoughts
give
on
us your
El Dorito.
opinion.
He's like, what are they talking about?
I cried, man. I saw him
I did
get
too.
tossed out of the ring, and then the Dudleys came to the rescue.
Dude, I was kind of thinking he was going to join the Dudleys. That would be cool.
Hey, he could be the new Spike.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Good Lord.
He's got horns. He can literally be the Spike. Dude.
Oh.
Dude, he's on
He
to
could
something.
literally be the Spike.
Dude, I'm telling you. I'm all about it, and I seriously think that I think he could. I thought he was going to swerve into the Dudleys like right when that happened, but apparently not.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, for real, that's so distracting. The Dudley boys, and I mean, are these guys going to have a legitimate run? You're going to play that the whole episode, aren't you?
No, they're not going to have a legitimate run. There's no freaking way. I don't know why anybody even thinks that's interesting anymore. Like Steve just said about it's like watching South Park. I mean, if you've seen one Dudley match,
You've seen them all.
I mean, post ECW era, obviously, but I mean, it's come on. I mean, get the tables. I'm amazed that fans are still like. I guess the product is so boring that they're that's the only thing they could really find to chant about. This is awesome. Get the
It would be
tables.
great. It would be great if they started telling you which tables to get. Like, get the Spanish announce table. See, that would be cool. Get the American announce table. I mean, that would be fun.
When's the last time you've actually seen tables legitimately used, though, outside of the Dudleys?
It's been a while. That Sean and I were talking about that a couple weeks ago. That one of the reasons I like Lucha Underground so much is that they'll appear every now and again they'll do some blood, man. They'll do some tables. They'll do some stuff.
I miss the day of the triple decker tables and ladder, and then a swanton through 3 tables.
Yeah.
There's none of that anymore.
That's why Jeff Hardy is so drugged out of his mind. So let's talk about Lucha Underground.
Sorry, I was playing the Dudley Boys theme.
Lucha Underground legit had some guy face stomp someone through a concrete block.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't talk about this weeks ago, but that you will never ever see that in the WWE. Okay, never. Now I get it; it was a gimmicked brick. I get it, but that was bad to the bone.
Well, Seth Rollins did it once, and then they immediately banned his move.
Well, he had it for a while. He had he didn't do it through a block. Oh wait, he did. Yeah, you're right. Because he did it to was it Dean Ambrose? Yeah, it was Dean Ambrose. Because there was that whole feud. That's another guy they're just floundering on. I don't get that. I mean, like, legit. If you. This is what the show is descended into.
Seth Rollins just walked in. Sorry.
Sorry, Seth Rollins.
Wait. Right now is when you yell, "I'm the future of this company."
I own
this theme, dude. I work out to this theme. The Seth Rollins theme. It's like on my MP3.
Okay, you want to know what Okay, I'll tell you what I work out to.
Don't shake your head at that, Steve. Don't you? Oh, you bite your tongue. Steve.
We can disconnect you, brother. You better be careful.
Dude, you don't like Seth Rollins' theme? Are you kidding me?
Listen, I'm a huge fan of CrossFit Jesus. Okay.
CrossFit Jesus.
To borrow a name that my buddy uses, but I mean, his theme song is just way too energetic for the kind of person he is.
He comes out. He's like, just walking.
He just walks out. He just strolls out like he's.
I love that theme song. Anyway, Sean, I'm sorry. I totally interrupted, and then Steve told me about the theme. So go ahead.
No. Hold on. You do your thing. I'm looking up my favorite theme song. Here we go. You're not ready for this.
All right.
Here we go.
Became a wrestling theme episode.
You don't even know who it is.
Isn't that Paige?
Here, let me show the camera.
That's Paige, dude.
No, this is the best.
Fine.
That's Paige, right?
No, it's not my favorite.
Oh gosh, stop it.
Oh, not Daniel Bryan, please.
So yes.
Okay, can we talk about Daniel Bryan for a moment? Is anybody bored with Daniel Bryan?
I was bored with him when he was over. So I mean, I'm not.
I quit. I'm going home. I'm just.
We got a mark in our hands.
Wait a
We
minute,
got a
Steve,
mark.
do you mark for Daniel? That's okay. Sean marks for Cena, so I don't mind yours as much as I do
Absolute
Walt
horse
Davis.
crap.
He's my. Oh, look at my lower third here.
Oh,
my-
okay.
He is just. Well, I can't even do this. I'm
Hey,
so.
Steve, have you read his book? Is his book any good?
I know. I'm waiting to not waste my money on it and have it bought as a Christmas present.
Okay.
Seriously, look, I don't even know how to do that anymore in the new program, so I can't even put our names up here. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, some host you are. That's awesome.
I know, I'm a jerk.
I'll take you through some lessons later, guys.
So what were you? Where were you before I distracted you with themes?
Who, me? I don't remember.
Oh.
Sorry,
Should we-
guys.
Oh, yeah, you want to talk about this week's Raw is going to be a pretty huge Raw.
There's
Do you
no
know what's
such
going
thing.
down? The Bella Bration or something. So she either loses the night before she's the longest reigning Divas champion in history, or she wins, and of course, we celebrate and worship.
Who's she gonna drop the strap to?
Charlotte.
Come on, really?
Sasha Banks is injured.
She's so good though, man.
She got injured at the NXT thing. Sly wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but apparently that thing off the top rope where Bayley
that
flipped her.
looked ugly. That looked ugly, man.
Dude, she landed neck down. Like, it could have been much worse than it was. She's lucky to not be seriously injured. That girl is so good, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I didn't get
Go
their
ahead.
whole gimmick, but like that match turned me on her for sure.
She could be wrestling a broom, and I would pay $100 a ticket to watch it.
A broom?
I would. Truth.
R-Truth?
All day.
That's a guy who should not be on the roster. Let's talk about guys who should not be on the roster. Let's do this right here.
Do we have that much time?
Oh, we got plenty of time.
So my
Oh, he's got jokes.
my first one, Mark Henry.
Yeah, I'm
Why-
cool with
why
that.
would
He's been
you
on the
say
roster
that?
for like
Are you guys
25
serious?
years.
Yeah, that should not happen right now. All right, that's
Hold on, I'm
mine.
trying to pull-
What's yours?
Hold on. I'm pulling up WWE. Hold on. I want to go through the legit roster. Undertaker.
Big Show.
Who?
Big Show.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
He can barely walk anymore.
Yep.
Oh, let's see. Undertaker. I don't think Undertaker should be on the roster.
So yeah, Undertaker. Oh, stop it. That should have ended 15 years ago. All right, that's it. That's all we could come up with for
No,
that.
I'm trying to pull up WWE.com. Is it down or something?
I would say Los Matadors need to go.
Here we go.
Ryback needs to go.
No, you need to keep Ryback. He's entertaining.
No, he's not.
I like Ryback. I think he should be used more, though, but I don't think he should go.
But why is okay? So make a case to me for Ryback. I'm trying to understand why is he good for business. I'm open-minded. I just don't understand it.
I guess for me, it's he came from the bottom.
Don't
He did.
bust out the secret on us. Come on now. Don't bust out the secret on a wrestling podcast.
So okay, realistically though, I think a combination of his size and athleticism, and you combine him with some of the bigger names that are currently in the title scene, and he could bring the hurt on a lot of guys. Just with
He
his
can put his
attitude.
meat on the table.
That is the name of his theme.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
We should
I
do
like
an episode of nothing but all the sexual references that wrestling has.
Wow.
That may need to be a 1-hour special.
So, yeah, I'm still not really, I'm not understanding Ryback. I don't know what
Okay.
he wants to be fed, but anyway. Okay, fine. So we'll keep Ryback. Let me look through the roster right now really quick since we're actually doing
All right, so we said Big Show. Okay. Big Show. Booker T, I mean, he can be on the announce stream, but he doesn't need to be a wrestler.
Well, he's not a wrestler anymore.
He's going to wrestle one time. You know he's going to.
Oh, stop.
Chris Jericho.
Oh, you got to keep him on.
Why? When's the last time he wrestled?
Okay, I tell you who needs to go right now. Adam Rose.
No. No. No, Adam Rose is a great gimmick that they're not doing anything with. It's just like Zack Ryder. No, he's not going to ever be champion. I get it. But he could be a great mid-card. Great mid-carder.
Nobody wants to be a Rosebud. Nobody.
I do. I want to be a Rosebud.
Well,
Don't be
you
a
guys-
lemon, be a Rosebud. Isn't that what it goes? I don't remember.
Yeah, I would say see you later, bye to Adam Rose.
Okay, how about this? Christian.
But he's not even. He's like retired, dude. Come on.
He's not retired. He's on the roster.
No, that doesn't count.
Him and Jericho stopped being cool when their hair was cut. That was it.
Excuse me. David Otunga.
I don't even know who that is.
See? You don't even know who it is, and he's on the roster.
Yeah, no idea.
All right.
I think you got to get rid of this. Is going to make Sean's head explode. You got to ditch Bo Dallas, even if you aren't reworking his brand, which I think they're doing.
Why? Bo Dallas is decent. He's a good. Like, you need mid-carders. They need to build their mid-card so much more.
Yeah, you put him down in NXT where he belongs.
I think John Cena.
No way.
Definitely. We know that's not going to happen, but yes.
Wait, what did you say?
I say John Cena needs to go.
Go where? To the title scene? Exactly.
Curtis Axel needs to go away.
No, Axel Mania is awesome.
Oh, gosh. David Otunga, I'm looking at a picture of him right now, and I still don't know who he is.
He's been injured for like 62 years. It's unbelievable that he's even getting paid by the WWE.
Yeah, because
He's kind of like the Rey Mysterio, who, like, he's injured and you don't see him for like 2 years, and then he does a match, and then he injures himself again. He's out for 2 more years.
You know who I like that just doesn't get any work, but he should, is Heath Slater.
I was going to say Heath Slater.
I like Heath Slater.
I like Heath Slater. Fandango? No, he's good.
Does he just wrestle on SmackDown now?
I don't know. Who watches SmackDown anymore? I know.
I know.
Oh, let's see.
Jack Swagger you got to get rid of, too. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Kalisto?
yeah. Jack Swagger's not doing anything.
Who is Kalisto?
He's Lucha Dragons.
Yeah.
More.
Oh, you ready for this? Neville. Shh.
Oh, stop. He's good, dude.
No, he is legit. I like him. R-Truth. I mean, he hasn't been relevant since his days in TNA.
Was he even relevant then?
He was the first NWA TNA champion. No, wait, was he? Yeah, I think he was. I don't remember. I have to go back and look. Doesn't matter.
Slow Wrestling Week fans, we're talking about who doesn't belong on the roster.
It really is. Okay, so think about how bad it's been. Like we
I don't know where that's coming from. There's somebody else playing that.
Oh, R-Truth, yeah. I hate that. I mean, like, it's entertaining for kids.
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, dog?
What's up?
All right, so do we have any other news to talk about this week? Because it would seem
Hey, let me
like
pull
there's
it up.
nothing else happening in wrestling.
Let me pull up some news sites. Let me go here. People are like, man, you guys are not prepared. There's not much going on in the world of wrestling.
There's not.
Nikki Bella, gone a day, superhero, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Oh, wait. John Laurinaitis married the Bella twins' mom?
Exactly.
Come on, that's serious. That means he's going to be like some kind of weird power struggle between the Authority and John Cena and John Laurinaitis.
Okay.
Does anybody here read the PWI, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Did you see the top 500 episode I think came out, I don't know, a week or two ago?
Uh-uh.
Okay, let me see. Hold on. I'm going to try to pull it up.
We,
and see if we can,
the people.
see if we can find out who's... No.
What's up?
Forget it. Anyway. I'm interested to see who's the number one. They're not saying. You got to buy the magazine. I'm not going to do it. Does anybody buy wrestling magazines anymore?
No, because there's a thing called the interwebs.
The interwebs. No, I'm interested because it's Say what?
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
I remember back in the day, like during the Attitude Era, I remember there being wrestling magazines like at like Tower Records and stuff, and I'd be so excited to buy them. But then, I mean, now we understand that, that those matches that they were taking pictures of were like 3 weeks old, months old, but it was still cool to see it.
I don't understand why wrestling magazines are like 2 or 3 months behind, and I can get a newspaper with yesterday's or like news from like 2 o'clock this morning. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, why was that the case? Like, they would always do like a month behind. I never understood that.
I
Awesome. We'll go to the next subject. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, you're a big Seth Rollins fan, Gary. I'm sure you saw the news about his girlfriend. And this kind of goes back to last week's episode about Jimmy Snuka. And now his girlfriend gets, like, fired because she had some, like, Nazi, what is that thing? The swastika in a picture on Instagram.
Mm.
And now there's a diva who has some issues with some racial slurs from, like, 5 years ago. Is the WWE such a huge brand that they cannot put, like, if you have any black mark on you, you're just done, you can't get there? I mean, is that what's becoming?
Well, I think that when you're one of your most iconic figureheads in Hulk Hogan said lots of really dumb things, that you get jumpy. And so you're gonna hammer anybody for the littlest thing, so that you look like you're being proactive and being responsible.
I would love for the WWE to just go like Vince McMahon one day would just sit down and go, you know what? No, quiet.
My belly.
All right, go back.
It's hurting.
Hold on one sec, guys. Someone take over.
Yeah. So here's my thing about this though, like. I wonder about when we're thinking about sort of the age that we're living in. It's almost impossible. Twitter, Instagram, it's all a loaded gun, right? I mean, like people, the second you put it out there, it's out there like forever, no matter if you delete it or not. We live in a very dense technological culture based on speed. And Sean, I think you've said, I mean, one of the most profound wrestling commentaries I ever heard you give was about WWE and professional wrestling being a reflection of society and the society at the time, like in 2015. I mean, we're in an incredibly politically correct culture. I mean, where you could sue anybody for anything. You can be offended by the wind blowing. So, I mean, that really is, I think, the WWE is just a reflection of that, and so they're going to keep things squashed.
I just think it would be really cool and really, like, almost just super edgy. Like if Vince McMahon says, you know what, screw it all. Here's what we're going to do. Darren Young, you're going to be a flamboyant, out-of-the-closet, totally in-your-face homosexual on TV all the time. We're going to put you in a faction, and we're going to bring out the guys from ROH that we're always talking about? The Briscoe brothers. And we're going to bring those guys in. They're going to be with their Confederate flags, the whole 9 yards, and we're going to do race issues. We're going to talk about like immigration, and we're going to get like in your face about it.
Yeah,
because they were doing a little bit of that with Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter, and it was getting over. I mean, people were really into it, and they kind of backed off on it because it got kind of hot, I guess.
Dude, it ain't 1998. That stuff ain't happening now. It would have gone over great in '98, but not now.
But what happens if they do it and of course there's going to be the initial kickback because everyone's going to be like, I can't believe that. They said that on television. When you can, I mean, like you could literally get on Netflix and watch worse things than pro wrestling with race issues and gay issues or whatever. But
sure,
it would be bad to the bone if you had some of that and talked about those. So Darren Young's a decent wrestler. He's decent. You got to be pretty good and decent to get on the WWE roster unless you're a woman, and then they just hire anybody who looks hot. And I'm not trying to be sexist here. That's just the facts. But imagine if he comes out and he's getting kind of like, there's this heel character and they're really like dogging him and stuff, and then you have John Cena who's out there going, look, wait a minute, man, this guy's a great guy, he's a great wrestler, you know, what does that matter? And then you can talk about the dialogue in the midst of this great storyline of confrontation and struggle. And I feel like that maybe that's why the WWE is so boring right now, is because what's going on in the culture, WWE is not engaging that. They're almost afraid to engage that. Where in the 90s and the early 2000s, they were not.
You know why?
No.
Because
there's
no competition, dog. There's no reason to do an edgy product that's going to go over the top because they have no legitimate competition, and that breeds complacency and apathy, and that's exactly where the product is.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That just
100%.
happened right there. Everybody go ahead and post on Twitter what a golden bar. I just dropped the mic on that. So
Drop the mic.
I mean,
Yeah.
other than the PC stuff, like, which is so true, but the other part is, man, no competition equals apathetic product, and that's they don't have a good enough reason to do something edgy.
Right.
Why? They don't need to. I mean, people are still buying the network. People are still, I mean, granted, the buy rates are not impressive as they wanted them to be, but, I mean, people are still watching. They'll sell out a Raw. I mean, they don't have a reason to go over big.
Well, that's the thing. They don't have the competition. Let's be honest. ROH, TNA, Lucha Underground, they're not legit competition to the WWE. Not even close. And don't get me wrong. I think Lucha Underground is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. It's probably equal to the NXT product in being entertaining, telling storylines, that kind of thing. Those two. You think it's better?
Absolutely, from a storyline perspective, because it is so soap opera, and they don't try to pretend that it's not. I mean, Lucha Underground is like this whole little soap opera, and that's what makes it great. And I just man, but we all know what the deal is there, right? They're never going to be a contender because they'll never have the dollars to contend with Raw, or the WWE product. But I think the product is going to be around for a while. I think it's fantastic. And this is something that Sean struggled with. I mean, months ago I was telling him Lucha Underground is really something you need to pay attention to. And he's like, "Shut up, Gary. You don't know anything about wrestling." I'm like, "That's not cool, dude."
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. No.
Hey, Steve, do you like Lucha Underground?
I honestly didn't even hear about it until you mentioned it.
Yeah, and that's a problem, but you will. And
you've never heard of Lucha Underground?
Nope. I watch a ton of TNA and I watch a ton of WWE, but I've never heard of Lucha Underground until.
Okay, here's your assignment. Okay, wow. This is you need to go to dailymotion.com and look up Lucha Underground. You will never ever watch TNA again, ever.
I guarantee I will come back and I will be completely fluent in Lucha Underground.
Here's what you'll hear. Hold on one second. You will come back. You will come back looking like this. Gary, here's what's about to happen. Here it comes.
Oh, brother. Is he going to put on a mask?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, gosh.
And my Mexican sombrero.
Oh, goodness.
What suckers?
You can send your hate mail to Sean at
So, here's the deal. This just happened right here live on... We're just going to get sued.
That's Sean at ringpostreport.com.
I am promoting Lucha Underground. This is bad to the bone right here.
I've never seen a sombrero on Lucha Underground.
So you're calling Lucha Underground stereotypical Mexican?
It's Lucha Underground. It's the name. It's Mexican wrestling.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Let me say this about Lucha Underground.
Hashtag RPR. Sean is Mexican.
Oh, wow. So...
Thank you. See, even my son thinks I look cool.
Well, that's good. Sean had told me about Lucha Underground for a while. He and I took this trip to Nashville. It was like this epic road trip he and I took. And probably every other... easily every other conversation was about wrestling. So I was like, hey, what do you want for lunch? Let's talk about wrestling. Hey, are we there yet? Let's talk about wrestling. I gotta pee. Talk about wrestling. For like 19 hours both ways. It was pretty intense. So, but he told me about Lucha, and I thought, man, I I was thinking like Rey Mysterio, which is so me not being fair. And so I had no idea. I hadn't looked at the product, but then I did, and I honestly, like, I've been really hard on the WWE lately. I have not liked the product. I mean, I just can't. I can't watch it live. Pay-per-views are painful. So Lucha really rescued me from being totally disillusioned in wrestling because it's just that good. And I know you're going to love it when you get a chance to see it. If all of you out there are not paying attention to it, you really need to. All right, this commercial was paid for by Lucha Underground.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order. I miss those, man. Those were some legit commercials.
Oh yeah, I remember all of those. Oh, so good.
Yeah,
no, for real. You're gonna, if you go down there, watch them watch them in order. They're like 42 minutes. You know, watch them in order. See?
No, I'll check it out, man. Because after watching Raw, and to steal a phrase from a friend of mine, he said it turned into like an E! News special with Rusev and Lana and all that. It was just so bad. It was just so bad.
Yeah, if your product's ever compared to E, then you're not really doing well.
I mean,
if your product is on E, you probably have an issue, okay? And they are on E, so no, Lucha Underground's legit, man. And they do things that I haven't seen since the Attitude Era. It's bad to the bone.
I'll have to check it out for sure.
Alberto Del Patron. All right, anything else?
He has no idea who that is.
It's 10:17.
No, I know who that is. That's Alberto Del Rio.
So are we done?
Are we done? I don't know. Are we? Man, that would be a short episode.
No, dude, it's like been 40 minutes.
Has it really already?
50 minutes.
Jeez, it has been. That flew by. All right, let me just give a shout out to everybody. Here's the deal. If you want to get in contact with us, you can go to theringpostreport.com, and you can check out our website.
Do we have anybody watching live tonight?
No.
Really?
Just us.
That.
What the freak?
We need Steve to tell all his friends about it. You got wrestling friends? You got wrestling friends, right?
Oh, I do. I usually have like 15 people over every pay-per-view event. So.
All right. Here's the deal. You need to get them there, and if you do a pay-per-view event, the next Night of Champions is coming up. What, September 20th? Maybe we'll do an after-party show or after the show.
Yeah.
We'll do it live. And all your people can be involved or something. Cool.
I'll promote the snot out of it. We'll get people online. But here's the thing. I just want everyone to know, before we tie up this show, that everybody on this panel is in absolute agreement that the Night of Champions pay-per-view is completely and totally irrelevant. Thank you, guys. It's been great having you. Thanks for being out here. Have a good night.
Don't forget to tip your waitress. Good night. Yeah, no, it's going to be bad. It's going to be
so bad. My wife will not last 5 minutes before she's on Pinterest for this one.
I may even end up on Pinterest watching it. I don't even.
If you do, go to the Ring Post Report Pinterest and pin all of our stuff. That'd be awesome. We are on Pinterest, by the way.
Do we have Pinterest?
We do, yeah, absolutely do. By the way, no, you know what I do? I have a personal, Ring Post Report Pinterest board just on mine. So I need to make one for the.
Do you post
so many social?
Guerrero?
Of who?
Juventud?
Man, I miss Juventud. Come on now. El Parca, El Dandy.
El
That's what
Dandy.
Lucha should be. Anyway, here we go.
Yeah, how can people follow us? Where can they find all of us? All that good stuff. Go.
I'm trying to tell them, man. All right, here you go. You can check us out on theringpostreport.com. And here's what you can do, too, while you're there. Go to the store page, the store. My son's over here, gearing up for, a body slam or something. Okay.
You need to be in bed. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, he should be. Here, come here. I'm going to put him on. He really wants to be on the show. Come here.
That's cool.
All right, here we go.
And he's got a mask on. That's awesome.
Hi.
What's up, man?
All right, here we go. Say hi.
Hi.
And yes, guys, let me just say this before Sean gives the promo out. Next week, because we are going to be ahead of a pay-per-view, we will actually have 10 structured topics where we'll go through the card, and there'll be more to talk about. But sometimes wrestling internet marks, there's not a lot to talk about in wrestling, believe it or not.
Truth bomb.
But next week there will be, because we'll talk about how amazing the card is going to be. And I think Steve himself is just going to be like so fired up about that card. Look at his face right now. Look at it.
Look at that face. That's the face of a WWE mark right there.
Sorry, I'm signing up.
Silly face. He's kidding. It's a silly face.
It is a silly face.
Wait, what did you say, Steve? You're doing what?
Sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. I was signing up for Pinterest real quick.
Nice.
He was signing up for Pinterest. All right, come over here. Here's the deal. You can follow us at the website. That is theringpostreport.com. You're going to see all of our articles. You can even check out past episodes of this show. You can stay up to date with us. Also, check us out on Facebook, The Ring Post Report. Just put that in your search engine. We'll be there. Twitter, at Ring Post Report. We do some stuff over there, too. Yeah, that's about it. Hey, you wanna get your best and most popular WWE gear? You can do that and help the show stay on the air by going to the Ring Post Report shop.com. That helps us. Give us a little bit of stuff for contributing with the WWE. My son's doing his best Johnny Mundo impression.
Dude, that guy's good.
See? Anyway. Anything else, Steve? You got anything else before we lock down the show? Lockdown. TNA reference. You like that?
I do. No, man. I just appreciate you guys having me on, and
yeah, dude, you did good.
Again.
Yeah, you bet, man. Hey, here's what we need to do. Tell all your friends next week to tune in, and we'll do that.
We're all committed to being here next week. I will be here next week. Sean will be here next week. Steve, you're going to be here next week?
I'll be here if you let me.
Yeah. Let's do it.
We can do it.
I like Steve did good tonight. He passed my test.
He passed the test.
And he hates Cena, so we're like BFFs now. Hey, Steve, why aren't we friends on Facebook? That's kind of lame.
You know, I don't know.
You need to.
I don't know. I sent Sean one, and he just ignored it completely. So.
Oh well, Sean's on a.
That is absolute horse crap.
Sean's on a bit of a Facebook tirade right now, which I really respect. So it's good stuff. But yeah, make sure you send me a friend request or something. But anyway, hey everybody, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week for a pre-pay-per-view special. We are going to do the card, and yeah, maybe there'll be one thing to talk about. We'll talk about the stupid Sting thing, but otherwise that might be. We'll make it exciting. I'll play more themes on my theme songs.
More themes. We need an intro theme. We need to pick one. Say bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Ringpostreport.com. Check us out over there. Until then, next week, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be here on Wednesday. Oh, come on.
This is just for Sean. You got to end the show.
Yeah.
We need to end it just one better.
Does he say apple dough right there?
I don't know what he
say?
says. Me and Kristen were trying to figure that out. I'm like, does he say like?
Fast and clear for 10 days.
I don't know. I don't think anybody understands what he says right there. But anyway, see you next week, guys.
All right, guys. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week. Ringpostreport.com for our latest info and posts. We'll see you later.